So in the car world, there's cars designed and focused towards drivers, and there's people that just buy cars so you can look at them, right? And I can weed out the people that want to be seen versus the actual drivers pretty quickly. You know, the guy head to toe in his Ferrari gear, or the guy wearing the racing gloves to go wherever the hell he's going. Not really important. The one thing that I've been able to notice for real serious drivers is everyday footwear like the Pelote shoes, because Pelotes are designed so you're not catching multiple pedals. They're designed for good pedal feel and to look good, because if you've ever driven on a racetrack, odds are you're driving a racing shoe, but they don't really work in everyday life. That's where Pelote comes in. That's where I'm proud to announce that they are today's video sponsor to help you look good and drive and enjoy your car more. Pelote is an automotive lifestyle brand that adopts technology found in professional race boots and marries that with lifestyle footwear. The Avenue sneaker is handcrafted in Portugal using Italian top grain leather. This sneaker is a fan favorite and bestseller for Pelote. It features brogue detailing and an antimicrobial moisture wicking lining and insole to keep your feet from getting stinky. The outsole features patented technology in the heel to allow for smoother movements in the pedal box, along with rounded edges to prevent catching on pedal. The sole is really flexible, giving an amazing pedal feel. The Avenue comes in 5 colorways. Check them out at pelote.com and use ROB15 for 15% off your order, with free shipping and free returns. It's pelote.com, or click the link in the description. Scoop yourself up a pair today. There's no looking back when you've got a nice driving shoe on your foot, and this is the one I think you need in your closet. Hey guys, Rob Ferretti here, and today I'm going to tell you how to buy a used car without overpaying while also being fair to the seller. Now, I just went to go buy a Lamborghini Gallardo in California. I tell everyone to get a PPI. Those are not fail-safe, but they are important when buying an exotic car, not necessarily when buying a regular car. In this situation, I flew to California. It cost me a little over $1,000. I wanted to drive and put eyeballs on this Gallardo before I bought it and shipped it all the way across the country. And even before I did a PPI on it, because all of those things cost money. Here, I already bought the car in my mind, so I just wanted to go see it and make sure it was the car I was hoping it would be. And boy, am I glad I did, because it didn't work out. And here's why. Because I looked at this car and I look at it in a very fair lens, right? Because you have to look at a vehicle the same way you would want somebody to look at yours. You don't want to like nitpick every little like rock chip and this and that and then try to lowball somebody, but you do want to make a fair offer and you do not want to overpay on a car. Here is why I was going to, if I bought this car, overpay by over $20,000, and that's why I walked away from the deal. If we were close, I probably would have eaten $5,000. I wasn't going to eat $20,000. So I saw this Lamborghini. It has 35,000 miles on it. You always have to account, especially in exotics, where the mileage breaks are. And when I say mileage break, there are points where the mileage causes the value to drop significantly. I think on a Lamborghini Gallardo or on a 10-year-old Lamborghini, that is about 40,000 miles, to which point it becomes significantly more difficult to sell. This was obviously below that. This was a 35,000 mile car, but as soon as I drive it for a year, I'm going to be the guy now with that high mile car. I'm sort of going to own this forever. So I had to come up with a value on this car. The value for this specific car with that mileage was about $115,000 fair market value. Now, $115,000 was also what the seller came down to, and I was in agreement that that was a fair price, but I wanted to see the car. I flew out, I drove it, and it drove okay, right? The brakes worked, the steering was good. I didn't get any weird sounds or vibrations. I did notice there was smoke coming from the back over my shoulder, so I saw that. There was a leak from one of the, I want to say a valve cover or something like that. That's a couple $1,000s. So that would have to be fixed by either me or the other guy. This is where I start adding the stuff up. I noticed the interior on the car. The doors had wrinkles, almost like the windows were left down, and then the ceiling was sagging. Here you go. This is all sort of separated. And then you have that on this side, a little bubble right there. It's also wavy on the other door. Same thing, like the door cards. So the buttons, I don't care about. Those are normal. So now you factor that in, and it's like, all right, well, now the interior has to be redone. You also have the fact that the dash was pulled on where the little air vent is. So that also has to be redone. The front end, couple of rock chips here or there, not a big deal. This one was sort of peppered all over the front end. And the headlight was spidered. There was an accident that took place on this car that wasn't documented on Carfax or AutoCheck. I could see the front bumper did not line up very well, and the headlight was like spidered. So the headlight would definitely have to be replaced. The front bumper would, in the matter, of course, of repainting it, would also have to be replaced or at least repaired. The hood would have to be repainted, and the windshield was pitted to all hell. Now, the windshield, I would probably have just dealt with the rock chips on the windshield until there was a crack, and then the windshield finally let go. The other stuff needed to be repaired. Now, how do you make an offer on this, right? You start doing the math in your head. I don't care about the little rock chip on the back. I don't care about the little stuff, maybe a little scuff on the wheel. You can't be that guy. You can't walk, smudge here, don't like this, don't like this. There's some anything that can be buffed out or easily repaired does not affect the value of a car. However, when you start adding it up, and now you've got the oil issue on the car, this isn't even doing a PPI and finding out brake wear, clutch condition, anything like that. This is just the smoking, the oil leak has to be addressed. You have the front end has to be repainted. You have the headlight has to be replaced. You have the interior has to be redone. And right there, you're looking at $3, $5, $3, $3, $2, whatever. You're talking $20,000. So the only fair offer I could make on this car, and you have to agree methodology-wise, is the $115,000 that it was worth in representative condition. Remember, a 35,000 mile Lamborghini is not a 500 mile car. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. There could be minor wear and tear, but this is all considerable issues, or at least material issues, that would have to be resolved. So $115,000 less $20,000, which is not dealership pricing to fix, but just this is what it would cost going and knowing your way around the industry. The car is worth $95,000. And herein lies the problem, is that the seller has to then acknowledge that the car is worth $95,000, and either they're going to put the money in to fix it, or you have to find somebody who's just going to buy the car that is sort of a sight unseen, like, oh, that's cool, it's the cheapest Gallardo I see out there, let me just go buy that one. And then they're going to be stuck overpaying on the car, because anything over $95,000, you're overpaying. Even if he came and he offered to come down to $110,000, when I fix it, now I'm paying $130,000 for a car that's worth $115,000. That's not worth it. And then I got to ship it across the country, and that's if nothing else turns up, right? If the clutch has to be replaced, if there's any other stuff that sneaks up on me that I didn't know just from test driving it, that would be an issue. So if you want to buy a car, you can agree with the seller. This methodology should be accepted by anybody, right? What is the car worth if it's in representative condition for the mileage? So that means if there's like surface scratches or something like that, that can all be taken care of. Not a big deal. You don't have to deduct anything. If the tires are halfway worn, you don't have to factor in a new set of tires. If the clutch is 50% life, don't have to factor in a new clutch. But the market value on the car, you can agree. And then anything that's materially wrong either has to be corrected, and then you pay the actual agreed upon price, or you can deduct whatever an agreed upon value is for those things. I would never, if there's $20,000 worth of work, I would never say, you know what, I'll take 10 off, or okay, just take 10 off. You don't have to meet in the middle, because now you're still overpaying on the car, and that's not something you want to do. If somebody wants to sit, you have every right to think the car is worth more, or maybe it'll go up in value over time, maybe it won't. But you have every right to not sell your car for less than you want to. But also, this is to try to help you avoid overpaying on a car, because that's something you never want to do. There's lots of other cars out there. Don't feel that you're pigeonholed into buying the one that you fell in love with because you spent the time and effort to go look at it. Take that as a gift from me to you, that when you go look at it and that methodology doesn't meet, where you agree that the car is worth this, the repair cost is this, and this is now the purchase price, or he's going to correct those issues, and then the purchase price is back there. You have to be okay with it either way. If that doesn't work, you walk, you find another car. Rob Ferretti, Thank you for watching. That is the cleanest, safest way to buy a used car for the correct value without overpaying. And if anyone disagrees with you, send them this video. If they still disagree with you, go find another car.